Welcome to Kickstarter Radio. I'm your host, Lipstickpaddy. And today we're looking at Avalon, the Riven Veil. Now, this is an area control game. Now, this game really reminds me of a game that I have, which is Battlelore from Fantasy Flight. That's a two-player game where you pick a faction and you fight against each other. And you can also get neutral units to join your party as well, and it's great when you've combat and it's asymmetric and it's all good and you've got magic and everything like that. This game's very similar, but 4-player, great adventure mode here. We're going to talk about it. It's an absolute banger from the peeps from Shadowborne Games. Now, it absolutely looks delicious. Sorry it's in Mexican peso here. We'll do a quick look here. 7,000, and we're on day 1, 3-week campaign, and it's looking like a sweet recommendation. Everything about this sings from the high heavens. Yesterday's video, by the way, lots of controversy on that video. Are Shadowborne's games taking over from Awakened Realms? Is Awakened Realms getting kicked out of the Premier League? And is Shadowborne Games taking them? Possibly. Time will tell, but this is my prediction. Oh, look at the board. It looks sweet. The board is has a fog of war. When you go out and explore, you're finding areas that you can set down territory. Once the season ends, though, all the places you've discovered but not put territory down will get replaced by another set of fogs from another set of tiles. So basically, if the players around the table go on adventure round and they see everything, when the season ends, all their units are going to return back and everything's going to get replaced by another set of territory. So there's going to be 3 areas of exploration, to keeping that excitement up. Now, the factions themselves, if we just peer down here, there's quite a lot that's here, obviously for 4 players. Now, there's like an easy mode, like where everyone's kind of, the asymmetry is very, very little, but really, if you're playing a gamer's game, you really want to flip it over to get the special abilities, which is delicious. You go out there exploring and you're trying to find artifacts to power up your hero and your units. If you do come into contact with other players, though, you're using card combat, and it's got an interesting mechanic of playing cards, which is very, very interesting. The cards are multi-use, very much so, almost 4-way multi-use. It's bonkers what they've done with the cards here, but it's looking delicious. Also, out on the field, there is a number of these incredible neutral units that you can tame to be part of your army. Look at them all, because to be honest, Battlefield Fantasy Flight, they dropped the ball with the 2nd edition, right? Because they just didn't bring out the elves. So we've only got like the undead, the human, and is it the orcs? I can't remember. I'm looking at it on the shelf. I've got a bad memory. I need to play that game again soon. And yeah, you've got the dragon in there, you've got the stone golem thingy, and you've got the wyverns. They're all fantastic. Why didn't we get any more of them? Fantasy Flight are idiots. Whoever was running that company just drove it into the ground, didn't they? Mother hubbers. Anyway, but here, look at it. It's like a Kickstarter edition of Battlelore, where you can play up to 4 players around the beautiful board. It looks fantastic. It really does look fantastic. Great miniatures, getting a lot of buzz out there, of course. It's going to be, you're going to save money, get the first to get it, all that stuff. Yes, very good. Now, 65 new minis. I'll tell you, the card art, by the way, is unique. Every card is unique. Custom art on every single one. Are you listening, peeps? It looks so, so good. The fact that you're collecting different artifacts each time as well, so your heroes are leveling up differently. and you inevitably will become very, very strong in the third season, and it's going to end with everybody fighting at the end anyway. So you can pretty much go passive at the first season and start battling your way upwards. You might be fighting over certain areas because there's artifacts have been found and stuff like this. Now, the cover is just $99, but the excitement with this is getting everything, right? The deluxe edition, triple layer faction boards. Now, it's very rare to see triple layers. But it's interesting. Holofoil on the boxes. Who cares about that? Get custom faction trays, though, and cards and boards have holofoil, gold stamp. This is all beautiful. Up here, it's not getting any stretch goals that are considered deluxe. We'll say that much. So there's going to be interesting stuff coming out here. But essentially, you're getting minis down here. You're getting minis up here. So what are you getting in this? Like, they need to show what comes specifically, but you like going up and down. It's basically this, these gold thingers in it. So, yeah. It's kind of stretch goals now that are going to kind of make it all blah, blah, blah. Collector's All-In is going to add, I believe, it's metal components, sleeves, and another neutral unit, which is Big Bad Dragon. We'll see as we go down. It looks fantastic. But $199. I don't think VAT's on this, so that's putting it up to $250 something. And with shipping, it's going $300. Ooh. When's it coming? In a year. And it only ships to certain countries. We will see when we go down. So, first faction is the humans. Beautiful hero mini. Look at the size of that. Really good. You're going to have hero and 3... it's like superhero and 3 heroes. And the rest are just minions. And so you're basically leveling up 4 heroes. Then you've got the undead. This is why it's reminding me of Battlelore so much. Looks great. Merlin and the druids, you see. Fancy flight. You didn't bring the elves. You mother hubbers. Disgraceful. Well, we've got even a 4th faction here, which looks like the Naga from World of Warcraft. The Sea Folk. So that's the 4. And again, if you flip the boards, you get this asynchronous, so you get fantastic abilities that are specific to that race that you are using, which is better, of course. Right. Lots of card play. You need to kind of watch a playthrough or a preview of it all. Just get the head around it. But it's very much exploration, get upgraded cards, tame monsters, and whatever you find out there, claim territories, do a little bit of combat, collect cards, build up your deck. And it all looks fantastic. Neutral units. The Green Knight. We're going to have to go quickly down here. Telios. Lovely. The White Heart. Great. Trosbar. Kelpie. Carignos. That's some kind of crab. The Wandering Mountain is very World of Warcraft, all this. The Green Man, that's very Tolkien. The Questing Beast, doesn't him look weird? The Sloth. Tempest. Bogatha. Arturus. Longshanks. The Mist Wolves. Grim Ward. Now, if this was Fancy Flight, they'd be charging you $10 to $15 for one of these. So the fact that they're throwing all these in is epic value. I mean, Battlelore with 2 armies was like a $90 game 5-6 years ago. Add inflation. This is great value that you're getting here. 4 factions, that would put Fantasy Flight cost at 200. All of these put another 100 on, you're at 300. Not talking about the pimped out double layer, triple layer board and all the jazz that's coming here, because retail doesn't even touch that with the barge pole. So for me, this is fantastic value, even in 2024, compared to the past in the retail space with Battlelore. It's looking amazing. Look at those epic minis. Yeah, so you've got Champion and Lords, Warriors, and then there's this Elite unit, which is something that I've not heard them talk about on the playthroughs, but there is this concept of that you'd be able to get one of these late game as a kind of a badass, which is fantastic. Yeah, 12 mythical beasts. That'd be what? 10, 15? That's 120 to 180 in the retail space because they'd put one of these in a box. The mother hubbers. Although, to be fair, Fantasy Flight, they did include a scenario against the neutrals. You know, you could team up to take them down. Stuff like this. So the artifacts is what you're after. Obviously, you're going to be finding artifact cards and mythical beasts out in there. And there's like other things going on in the game, prophecy cards and a timer and things like this, that kind of thing. But I've basically explained it pretty simply on the essence of the game. It's basically a Kickstarter version of Battlelore, sticking 2 fingers up at Fantasy Flight and Deluxe Rulebook / Art Book. The Mist Walker. This is another twist, it says. Another deck of cards. It says, play the game with a whole new twist with a new 5th deck and a unique Mist Walker for every faction. Mist Walkers are champions who can travel the mist, gaining cards from the VP deck and gathering vital information on the hidden elements on Avalon. So, yeah, so more game dynamics coming in. This is obviously expansion. Yeah, I mean, stick it on. It sounds great. Iron Forged Upgrade. Metal. This would normally be acrylic, wouldn't it? So they're kind of going one up on that, which is going to add weight to the box. But, what are we? 149 for the deluxe, and if you want these gameplay editions, what is it? 50. It's 50 for this stuff. Yes, the collector's all in. Yeah, that's the one. Probably I recommend. And there's the Black Dragon, which, like Fantasy Flight, charged $10 to $15. For the neutral. This is a nod to Fantasy Flight, isn't it? But it's an epic 90mm mini. Wonderful. Very exciting. I don't have any Kickstarter games that have not been sleeved, with the exception of Lucky Duck games with the fecking barcodes on them. Looking at you behind me. Where are you? Where are you? Chronicles of Crime. And looking next to me. You know these games if you've got them. My shelves are becoming quite busy. Yeah. Yeah, so I love buying sleeves with my Kickstarters. For example, I don't like to play a game unless it's fully sleeved, especially the first time. I like to get that, make it look super sexy on the table. And for me in Mexico, that's really good value. That's over 300 sleeves for $14. That's really good. Now, they've got 29 bucks to essentially paint your minis. It's a wash, isn't it? And I think that's... A lot of people, when they do this, they're glad they do it. And they're pretty annoyed if they thought they did it and they didn't do it and it comes grey. And they're like, oh my God, I should have done it. I don't think that's in the collectors, is it? I don't think so. Oh, look there. They've got standard box, deluxe box, mist featured there, haven't they? It's like, you're going to go for the mist, aren't you? Appreciated. 100%. Right, so the daily unlocks have already been firing then. Is this already out? A week? How did I not see this? It's like gone under the radar for me. But yeah, it's great. Look, you're getting miniatures here for your settlements that you're putting out on the thingy. It's awesome. Actual miniatures for the Excalibur and the stone. Wonderful. And with 21 days to go, we are in for a treat here, peeps. Definitely worth coming back to do a final thoughts. Right. Please note we're not able to ship to locations outside this list. Let's have a look. No Mexico. Do you know Kickstarters do this? And I often contact them and they usually say, if you pay for shipping, we'll send it, but we can't guarantee the game. It's like, I've kickstarted, it must be 100 games. I've never lost a game. I've never had any components with problems. In fact, the only problem I've had is with Title Blades 2, where in the sleeve box, they didn't add enough sleeves in the box. Criminal, I know. What are they doing at the Chinese bloody factory? Not putting the correct number of sleeves in. Anyhow, I don't know why they do this. But hopefully I can get them to change it. I have done this in the past with companies, including Everdell, the complete collection, that weren't going to get delivered here. But they ended up doing what was called an other type of shipping, which basically said, if you lose your box, that's it. So the risk is on you. All right. Or I send it to my family in Ireland. You know, there's these things that can happen. Anyway, I will contact them because it's important. There is a lot of expats here in Mexico, and this is looking like a real banger that anyone who likes skirmish games and adventure games, leveling up, asymmetry sounds delicious. So thank you so much for watching. I highly recommend it. Think about giving the video a like and think about subscribing on the channel. I'm your host, Lipstickpaddy. This is Kickstarter Radio 102.44. So happy to be bringing you Avalon, the Riven Veil. I love it. So bye-bye for now.